Some people believe that since empaths are so very compassionate, they are so easily pushed around. But this unique empath, the super empath, can play tit or tat. Here are 9 reasons it's a bad idea to mess with a silent super empath. 9. Super empaths are able to distinguish between bullying and joking. While super empaths recognize that comedy can be a lovely addition to life, they will not tolerate humor that veers too close to cruelty. They have the extraordinary ability to discern the underlying meaning and tone of words and deeds. They understand that jokes should not cause hurt or embarrassment, but rather laughter and connections. It's a fruitless exercise to try to slip malevolent jokes past their empathetic radar. Their instinct to defend makes them even more dangerous. They become compassionate fighters when they see others being bullied or mistreated. They will steadfastly fight for justice and compassion because they cannot tolerate injustice. Entering the arena with a champion of empathy and justice will provoke a super empath. Super empaths are also adept communicators. They are not to be taken lightly. They don't use violence or revenge in response to bullying conduct. Rather, they use their refined communication abilities to handle the situation in an authoritative yet tactful manner. They want understanding and closure, not retribution. How can you point out those who have gone too far when you're a super empath? 8. Super empaths are going to retaliate. Super empaths have the ability to change negativity into resilience, much like emotional alchemists. They may first use quiet as a defense when irritated, enabling them to pay close attention and comprehend the circumstances. This is a calculated approach, like a predator carefully pursuing its prey, not a show of weakness. Super empaths do, however, have a threshold for intolerance. They go from being mute spectators to outspoken supporters of justice when that line is crossed. Their emotional intelligence enables them to react with precision, focusing on the provocation's source with a deliberate and frequently incisive eloquence that stuns their opponents. Their empathy may be a weapon of truth and clarity, even if it is usually a source of tremendous compassion. Super empaths are adept at expressing the suffering and injustice they witness, debunking the claims made by anyone who would dare to offend them. It is difficult to argue against their viewpoint because of the genuineness and fairness of what they have to say. 7. Super empaths are able to discern the true intents of others. Super empaths are able to see behind people's masks because they possess an emotional X-ray vision. They are able to detect deceit, covert plans, and nefarious intent at a distance. They seem to possess a kind of radar that detects the genuine intentions of people they come across, making any effort to trick them ineffective. Their greatest strength is intuition. They are able to recognize the nuances in energy, tone, and body language that reveal the true intentions underlying statements and deeds. If you're thinking of playing them, be aware that they have already discovered your genuine motivations and are carefully planning how to respond. That being said, challenging a super empath is like trying to outsmart a grandmaster in mental chess. They respond in a proactive manner rather than a reactive one. They are adept at diffusing negativity with elegance and wisdom when confronted with malicious intent. Their insights can be used to diffuse stressful situations or, if needed, reveal the actual nature of people who would hurt or deceive them. What would you do as a super empath with the knowledge you learned from individuals through intuition? 6. Super empaths will use their arguments to disprove individuals. Because of their open-mindedness, super empaths are able to analyze arguments with surgical precision, spotting errors, inconsistencies, and defects that others might miss. Super empaths apply their superpower of empathy to the verbal combat arena. They are able to handle both the logical and emotional parts of a dispute, leading to a higher degree of understanding and resolution, since they have an instinctive knowledge of the emotional undercurrents that frequently fuel arguments. Their capacity to remain serene under duress is what makes them unique. When faced with a difficulty, super empaths depend on the power of their arguments and unshakable devotion to truth, whereas others may turn to emotional outbursts or personal assaults. Their opponents may find themselves disarmingly forced to cling to this unyielding commitment. Super empaths are great communicators in addition to being formidable debaters. They have a talent for clearly and convincingly expressing their ideas. Their statements have credibility and weight, making it challenging to successfully refute them. 5. Super empaths will challenge people's boundaries. Super empaths are experts at recognizing their surroundings' emotional limits. They have an innate feel of when someone is being overburdened or pushed too far, even if they could first decide to remain silent in the midst of confrontation. This is a planned decision to assess the circumstances rather than a show of weakness. Super empaths are adept at responding appropriately when they see injustices or boundaries being breached without using force or conflict. They gently encourage people to focus on themselves and pursue personal development by using their sympathetic insights. This has the potential to be a potent motivator for people to see their shortcomings and change for the better. Super empaths are adept at encouraging others' personal growth. They help people to create healthy limits for themselves and promote self-examination. Super empaths set an example for others. People around them find inspiration in their dedication to emotional intelligence and personal development. When super empaths exhibit quiet strength and perseverance, people are inspired to aspire to similar traits in their own life. How else can you teach your oppressors a lesson if you're not a super empath? 4. Super empaths always make the proper decision. It would be a serious mistake to undervalue the super empath's commitment, since their moral compass serves as a lighthouse that directs their actions. Super empaths are born with a sense of fairness and empathy that goes beyond selfishness. Their strong desire to follow moral standards and preserve justice and compassion is what motivates them. They will not falter or compromise their morals in the face of moral quandaries or circumstances that call for honesty. Their calm drive is what makes them unique. They act in accordance with their moral convictions without seeking praise or acknowledgement. Their guidance is their inner compass. This steadfast dedication has the potential to be a strong motivator for others, increasing the effect of their deeds. Super empaths are resistant to outside influences, social pressure, and cultural standards. They have a profound understanding of the effects their decisions and actions may have on others around them. They are able to maintain their integrity in the face of difficulty because of their foresight. 3. Super empaths provide justice to those who rightfully deserve it. The super empath's extraordinary capacity to see beyond people's outward facades and determine their inner nature is one of their most impressive traits. They know when someone needs compassion, understanding, and encouragement, and they give it freely. On the other hand, super empaths will not hesitate to guarantee that those who have done unfairly or harmfully take the consequences of their actions into account. Their unassuming yet resolute dedication to justice is what makes them very formidable. They don't pursue retribution or get into theatrical altercations. Rather, they possess a method to guarantee that people bear the repercussions of their deeds via karmic or judicial processes. They seem to have an unseen hand that leads people to what they genuinely deserve. Super empaths are skilled at standing up for those who have been mistreated as well. They act as defenders of the weak and disadvantaged, standing out for justice and equity. They make sure that the court system is impartial and that people who have experienced unjust treatment get the help and resources they are entitled to. How can a powerful empath like you decide if someone is deserving of your love and confidence? 2. People will not be put in their proper positions by super empaths. Super empaths have keen observations of how others behave. They possess an extraordinary ability to discern the power dynamics in action and to identify when someone is acting improperly or overstepping their bounds. Their reserved demeanor belies inactivity and instead betrays a measured patience in evaluating the circumstances. Super empaths are adept at putting someone in their place when they sense that they need to. They are able to handle the situation with dignity and respect because of their special blend of assertiveness and sensitivity. They are deliberate in their word choice and convey their points with a subtle power that prevents dissent. Their unique quality is their capacity to encourage introspection. Super empaths advise against conflict or power conflicts and instead urge people to reflect on their own actions and motives. They encourage self-reflection and help people understand how their actions affect other people and the need for change. Super empaths have no desire for vengeance or to rule over others. Establishing a feeling of justice and balance in relationships is their main objective. They stand up strongly but compassionately for the values of polite communication and appropriate boundaries. 1. Super empaths have no qualms about forcing someone out of their life. Super empaths don't hesitate to make difficult choices in order to protect themselves when they sense toxicity or dangerous influences. Their ability to establish boundaries is what gives them their intimidating nature. Super empaths know that in order to keep their emotional well-being, limits are necessary. They intervene when someone consistently transgresses certain limits. They don't make snap decisions. Instead, they carefully evaluate their options in order to protect their sanity and peace of mind. Super empaths have the unusual capacity to gracefully leave toxic relationships behind. They don't pursue retribution or get into theatrical altercations. Rather, they boldly and silently keep their distance from those who spread negativity or violence. Their behavior speaks louder than words, making it evident that they put their health first. Their tenacity is what makes them unique. Super empaths don't focus on getting rid of poisonous people. They emphasize self-improvement and healing. They see these choices as chances for introspection and personal development, drawing strength and insight from the experience. Do you find it satisfying to continually brush off harmful relationships as a great empath? Super empaths are kind individuals by nature, but they also don't think twice to change into the exact opposite of what other people think of them. Why do you think others shouldn't mess with you as an extremely sensitive person? How do you impart knowledge to your adversaries?